How the heck are you guys? I am Fastidious. Welcome back to the channel, and we are begrudgingly pulling Ancient Shards today. I got in too deep with this Granyt Doorkeep Fusion. I'll probably rant about it at the end of this video. We'll see how long I can whine about this. I was stupid, and I thought the champ chase would be less points than it is, which is dumb. I should have known it would be this, but I'm dumb. Yeah, we need 2,000 points. I made this little sheet that we can track things along with. I'm already starting with 1,500 points. I have a break in case of emergency set of points here, 50 more from this Bloodhorn. So many. But technically, it's kind of like 1,550. I'm only going to use that if we do a 10 pull and we're at like, I need 3,500, so let's say we're at like 3,460 or 3,450, then we'll use it. Otherwise, we're just going to do 10 pulls of Ancients and hope that it doesn't take that long. Hey guys, there is one thing you didn't hear me mention in the video yet, and you're not going to hear me mention, so I'm mentioning it right now, and that is something very important. The points you can get from fusing these epics. So you can see behind me, this is Fasti from the future. I have already fused all 4 epics. There's a reason I didn't do it in this video. Simply, I'm waiting to do my final fusion stuff because I'm trying to track my champ chase because I actually might have a shot. I'll show you that in 1 second. But if you're just trying to get the fusion done and you're not trying to compete in the champ chase, you can actually get away with a lot less summons. Obviously, you cannot fuse 4 copies unless you got lucky and pulled one of the rares. But even if you didn't, you can fuse 3 copies. You can't do 4 because you still need to get the rare from the champ chase that you're trying to complete right now. But those 3 copies you can fuse of 3 normal epics comes out to 750 points. So you can definitely factor that in. I will also say, if you might have a shot to win the champ chase like I am fortunate to potentially have, we'll see, I'm going to keep an eye on it. If you fuse all 4, that's 1,000 points. And then once you finish that and you go to fuse Granyt over here, you can see I'm sitting on that right now. Once I get these last couple to level 50, that's another 500 points. So just from fusing 12 rares into 3 epics, that's 750. From fusing all 16 rares into 4 epics, that's 1,000. And from fusing your 4 epics into a legendary, that's another 500. So there's 1,500 points you can get towards the champ chase. And just because I think people might be curious, let me present this now if it ever loads. My champ chase just happened to be a pretty easy one. I'm trying to sit on as many things as possible, but as it stands now, I'm 1,300 points behind. I can still fuse Granyt, and I still have many summons I could pull if I really wanted to, and I did just collect enough to do Archmage Helmet as well. So I'm not all in on trying to win this yet. I'm going to keep an eye on the guy in first. But there you go, some couple tips on how you can use the fusion fodder to get extra points in the champ chase, whether for that copy of the rare or maybe to push for your shredder if you think you've got a chance at first place. All right, guys, back to the normal video. Hope you enjoy it. You can see I've set a first 10, second 10, all the way down to an 8th 10. I would really like to not do more than 80 pulls, and I'm hoping it's in like the 50 to 60 range. There's no 2x though. We do have a 10x rate up on Raphael, so that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, we just gotta hope that the epic rates are like acceptable. So the epic rates in this game are 8% without a 2x from Ancients. We gotta hope we're hitting at least at a 10% clip. If we do some math, 9 Ancients and an epic comes out to 340 points. So if we did that, we should be hitting in about 6 10 pulls. If we average, 6 epics over 60, but we all know it could be so much worse than that. It could also be a lot better, but it could easily be 60 pulls and 3 epics. You can see I'm dreading this already. So without further ado, let's get into it. And then probably I'll have a little rant at the end. More of a, not even a little bit of a rant about the game and just the state of the game and how they've let every fusion become such a full-time job and such a resource investment and such a shard investment, but also just about like me being stupid. Because like I had all the data, I didn't check. I was like, how many points could it be? 3,500 for this and 3,500 for the frickin' summon rush. I mean, it's ridiculous. 7,000 points worth of summoning you need to complete this. I guess the last thing I will say before we begin is people keep asking me about the Leonardo Path event. I talk about it in every single video. And if I knew anything more than what I say in every single video, I would tell you. I mean, it was like leaked by the devs and then it has not been officially confirmed. Nothing in this game is official until you see it live in the game. That's true of a lot of gacha games, but especially Raid Shadow Legends. So just like wait, right? Like all we can do is very optimistically speculate based on a lot of information. I mean, they even had a name for it, so they would have had to scrap the whole event. But like when it's happening, if it 100% for sure is happening, we just won't know till it's here. But it's supremely likely. Some people have been saying, will there be no event at all for Raphael and Leonardo? 0% chance. The events might be really difficult or very pay to win, but of course there's going to be an event. Very likely it's the path for Leonardo and the deck for Raphael, as we've said the whole time. I mean, they have names for them. It's the Swordmaster Path event, and it is the Hothead Deck of Fate. Anyway, wish me luck. I've chosen the Epic, the Ancients for obvious reasons, I would say, right? We want to save the other stuff for Summon Rush stuff. Okay, cool. That's an Epic. Grush, I think he's new, and that is an early pickup of Grush, right? He's a login reward many days in our future. So let's put that in. That should be 340 points. So you see this total will be updating. We're up to 1840. I would have loved to hit 2 epics, but hey, so much better than hitting none. Run it back. Already 20 ancients down the drain. This is why we save them, I guess. All right, another epic. Let's go. Come on, Zalota. Give me another one. Let me get ahead. Let me get ahead. Give me a third. Now 340 again. All right, so we need to get to 3,500. We are 1320 away. Dude, one big temple is all. That's all it's going to take. Run it back. Come on. Come on. Ooh, nice. Come on. Double epic. Double epic. Double epic. Double epic. Double epic. Come on. Double epic. Oh, Excruciator 580. A legendary Excruciator snipe. People will be talking about that for years. We're up to 2760. You know I'm getting hit with the tax right now. You know we're getting hit by the tax man now. Let's see, another temple. Let's go. Come on, baby. Keep showing me those beautiful purples. I have no idea where I'm at in my pity, by the way, for anyone wondering. Oh, there's another one. Just when I think we're getting taxed, and there's a double. That should do it. Should that do it? That should do it. Oh, that'll do it. That was another 580. That's going to do it, folks. That is going to do it. 3340. I actually probably didn't even, I didn't know that temple was going to be so good. But yeah, we can clearly make up the last 160 from these mysteries here, which I shall do. Maybe even a little bit of champ training farming. Probably summoned about 5-6 ancients more than I had to, but we're still at 89. That's a fine spot to be. And if we check in on this champ chase, yeah, we're good to go. We are good to go. So the fusion will be completed. And now let's talk about the fusion. And I won't take too much more of your time, but this fusion's been so difficult. It's been so demanding. I don't know what this guy's potential is. There's no way he's going to be bad. It's a pretty unique kit, a great set of debuffs, right? He kind of has that whole Uugo energy with the A2. Let's pop him open now. This is a good skill, but it is going to cost you a minimum 5 legendary skill tomes. And his whole thing adds up to, what is it, 11? I guess 11's actually not that bad. But so you book him out, it's 11. For a lot of accounts, it could be worth it. For a lot of accounts, I don't know. But yeah, he's kind of an Uugo here. The increased accuracy is very clutch. It lets the build be a lot more flexible, as well as the build for other units. The base speed is actually pretty good on this guy. Let me show you. Yeah, look at that, 105 base speed. I thought it would go up when he 6-starred, but still 105, definitely above average, especially for a chunky DPS dwarf that looks like this. I put DPS in quotes because yeah, that's kind of my qualm here, right? So he's basically like an Uugo with this skill. This is some excellent, very cool support, right? AoE Shatter, just not something we have in the game really, no normal access to at least, and this is by far the most accessible access of it ever. Combine that with an increased crit damage, which for a lot of team comps can be a rare buff. Pretty cool way to boost his damage, but most importantly, everyone else's. He has the self-cleanse, which is nice. But now let's transition into the wackiness, right? Actually, let's say one more thing. He also has the every turn CC cleanse, which is that is very cool. And that's going to be underrated for a lot of things. The wackiness of him is like he's sold to us as a DPSer, and the damage just isn't good. The A2 hits for nothing. This is his one AoE move, and this is like well below average. HP based guy, so you can only rev him up so much. Granted, you get that double dip because you can build them nice and tanky, but this A2 hits for like nothing. And then the A3, a lot of the testing shows that it hits really hard. It only hits hard if the targets aren't under this stuff, right? So yeah, like in Hydra, where he's going to be really good, it's going to hit pretty hard. That is cool, but they're selling him to us as an arena DPS, this kind of arena answer for these buffs. And he only ignores, if he ignores these buffs, he does not get the 100% damage increase. He only gets that if they're not under unkillable stone skin and block damage. So in PvP situations, the A2 is doing nothing. The A1's pretty good for damage. But then the A3, that's supposed to be the big move for PvP, it actually doesn't do nearly enough damage in most situations. It's not useless, but it's, you know, it's very mid if they are under any of these buffs. And that's when you want to be using it, to counter those buffs. So I think he should get buffed, and the damage here should be increased by like 1.7x or something. So then if they're not under the buffs, so content like a Hydra or something where you totally might use him as a decreased defense, block buff, increased accuracy, and then these awesome buff champion, then he'd be awesome. Then he's hitting for the 3.4x based on what it normally is now, because it's 100x more, 100% more, 100x more. It's 100% more if they're not under those things. So Hydra's not going to be under that stuff. And then it's like, wow, he's got a really hard-hitting single target move. The A1 already hits pretty hard. Also, the random buff removal is pretty cool. The ignore defense is pretty cool. I'm not saying he's bad at all. There's a reason I went for him. He's got a lot of potential, but not in the way the devs intended, in my opinion. Or at least he was sold to us in like the initial hype, which we knew from the beginning, but still, that's kind of the situation we're in. But then they're still acting like he's going to be this arena god or something with the difficulty of this fusion. I mean, the calendar was brutal. Both summoning events required 3,500 points, an incredible time investment, an incredible resource investment to get this guy, all while the TMNT event and collaborations going live. So like, yeah, do you want to prioritize some interesting dwarf? Some accounts, yes, some accounts, no. I just think it's weird. And of course, before you yell at me in the comments, maybe you already started, we know it's optional. We all know we make our decisions. I even said, I think a lot of people should skip this. And even all this being said, I don't regret not skipping it. I am happy I did it, but I do regret being so naive as to think that like it wouldn't put a big dent in my shards, right? So, I mean, what did I end up doing in the end here? Let's see. So I got pretty lucky with the 4 temples. So I did 40 ancients during this fusion. I did, I think I did 25 voids. So it's pretty hefty. And then I've used all my mysteries. They've been constantly going back to 0. So it came out okay. But yeah, on top of that, I've used all my excess energy pots every day when I wake up and it's full stamina. We use it and then we keep it under the whole day, which is how you should play the game. But you know what I mean? Fortunately, I haven't had to use my gems. But yeah, I think free to play. I think this fusion certainly doable. I do not like when people say these fusions aren't doable. Free to play on a brand new account, sure, but on a developed account that is prepared and always doing the fusions, you can do it. But of course, if you're trying to be free to play and do difficult fusions and save your stockpiles for potential Leonardo events and that kind of stuff, then yes, maybe then you can't do it. But at some point we have to acknowledge, I mean, I was free to play forever in this game until I started this new account. It's like, if you're free to play, you're accepting you cannot do everything. Yes, you can sell your soul to the game and give up all your time to min-max things and accomplish a ton of things. But the idea that you could max out every event, I think, is a little delulu, especially in a game like this. I mean, we all know the game we're playing, right? So to make my final conclusion, I think the fusion's going to end up being pretty cool. I think he was far more difficult than he had to be. I wish it was more in line with the Crocod fusion, which is kind of crazy because Crocod was a lot more immediately relevant on the accounts that went for him, or Donatello, right? Those were both much easier than this, than I think Granyt over here is going to be for accounts that are about to get him or are just getting him. So that's basically all I had for you. I'm very happy that it only took 4 10 pulls. Sorry there weren't many exciting pulls there. We got some other interesting, yeah, that Grush was new, I think. Rush was new. What we got over here? Yeah, that Quagron. I remember Mad Capper had a great video about Quagron a million years ago. Excellent stuff. Gorlo, so we got a ton of new stuff. I can't really complain. I'm not really complaining. I'm just saying, in general, I think every fusion should be doable free to play without losing your mind. They shouldn't be easy, but I think this fusion, if you haven't saved up a ton and you weren't min-maxing on top of everything, I think it was very difficult. Let me know. Let me know. I would love to hear from people that are free to play, very active daily players, but have accounts that are like maximum 1.5 years old. And I'd be most interested to hear the youngest accounts possible. But also don't say my account's 2 months old and it's not fair. I can't beat it free to play because you know how that goes. All right. There we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Different kind of video here. I've been Fastidious. If you made it to the end of the video, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you're not yet playing Raid, use my link in the description in the top and comment to download Raid Shadow Legends today. It is the best link in the land. You get 4 incredible heroes right away, including the insane carry, Deacon Armstrong, immediately on download. He will just pop up in your mailbox. Thank you guys. Share it with your mother, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.